So when it comes to becoming a Forex trader, there are so many currency pairs that you can pick from. So here's the question that a lot of people ask me is, which currency pair should I pick first, especially as a beginner? Okay, so let's get into it. The most commonly traded types of pairs, and also the pairs that are traded by a lot of successful traders, is the major currency pairs. So why is it that a lot of traders like to trade the major currency pairs? It's because the volume is very high. Remember that the higher the liquidity, the higher the predictability. So when your hard-earned money is on the line, you want to trade currency pairs that are as predictable as possible, so that you can protect your capital, protect your money. And the other thing is that when you trade major currency pairs, because of the high volume, the cost of trading, meaning the spread, is also very low. Alright, so it gives you a lot of benefits to trade the major currency pairs. Personally, what I find is that the major currency pairs are relatively easier to trade as compared to other minor pairs. And I also find that they are less volatile as compared to other minor pairs or exotic pairs. So that's why I really prefer major currency pairs myself. Alright, so some of the major currency pairs include the euro dollar, dollar yen, pound dollar. And the euro dollar is the most traded currency pair, especially among Forex traders. Now then a lot of beginners would ask, then which currency out of all these currency pairs should I trade first? What I recommend is either you pick euro dollar or dollar yen. Now here's one mistake that you should avoid as a beginner trader, is to never ever trade 10 to 20 currency pairs when you first start out. Because a lot of beginners, they like to start off with trading 10 to 20 currency pairs. Now what's the problem with that? It's because different currencies, they have their unique behavior, and you need time to understand each of these currencies' behavior. And when we trade 10 to 20 currency pairs, when we first start out, we are going to get mediocre in many pairs, but become an expert in none of them. So if you have to start off, it's very important to specialize. Specialize in one pair first, whether you want to choose euro dollar or dollar yen. Pick one pair first, specialize it first, understand it first, before you add another currency pair. It can be dollar yen or pound dollar or other currency pairs. Okay, but most importantly, start small first. Never ever rush the whole entire process. So by now you might have realized that major currency pairs, they tend to have a dollar sign in it. Alright, here, dollar franc, dollar Canadian, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, right? Whereas for minor pairs, cross-currency pairs, they do not have a dollar sign in it, but the major pairs are the euro, pound, and yen. So if you want to trade minor pairs, I would recommend euro, pound, and pound yen, because these are not as volatile as compared to the exotic pairs. What are the exotic pairs? I'm going to share with you more later on. Right, so it's fine to trade minor pairs as you move along, as you become a better trader. But for beginners who never traded Forex before, it's best to start with major pairs. Once you have a good understanding of the major pairs, then you add minor pairs into your trading portfolio. Then the next type of currency pairs is the exotic pairs, which personally I don't trade. I've traded them before, but I realized that it is not worth it because of the fact that it has a very low liquidity, and as a result, the spread that you pay is also very high. Okay, so some of the exotic pairs include Singapore dollar, Hong Kong dollar, South African rand, Danish krone, Norwegian krone, Swedish krona. So when it comes to exotic pairs, I wouldn't recommend beginners to go into it. And even a lot of professional traders that I know, they don't really focus a lot on exotic pairs. Rather, they put more, they focus on the major pairs.